We had a couple of weeks off and we start our first video back down in England on the mighty River Trent in the pursuit of a couple of PB barbel, a couple of PB chub.
Just a barbel. Just anything.
No, we always set targets.
Aye.
So you had a good start to last year, didn't you? PB after PB after PB.
No barbel though.
No barbel. And I had no barbel either.
Big chub and about 1 million bream last year.
Nice chub, but
Very nice chub. It was a good chub.
so those eagle-eyed viewers that did watch that video will notice that I'm on the on the peg that he caught the big chub from. So did you see that big bumblebee there?
That's the first bumblebee of the year. Spring is here.
Spring is here. So we've got the two rods out. Your rod licence in England, which you do need, allows us two rods each. So we're fishing a upstream rod with 4-ounce feeder sits, getting a hold bottom. The river is a lot higher than it was last year. So albeit what, 20 centimetres it was.
Makes a difference though.
Aye, I think last year we were using 2-ounce.
Yeah.
Now we're having to basically double that to hold bottom. Whilst we were setting up and getting everything organised and getting our bait delivered, that was nicer, getting your bait delivered. Alex has managed to catch, which is now standard practice for the first fish. Alex has had a daft bream straight off the bat there, so that's a bit windy today, so we're hoping our new fancy mics do us a turn and block out that wind. But we're here for how long? 3 days?
3 days.
You can tell he's buzzing about it, can't you?
We've been here for about 4 hours. Is it? Well, 3 hours maybe. Time is it?
11:15.
Aye, long time. Not much to show for it, so this might be tough.
Woke up at 12 o'clock this morning. Been a long day. I'm going in there for a gip just shortly.
Sounds good.
So we'll see how we go. We've got 3 pegs in mind we're going to try. As they call it, pegs down here. So we're going to try a different spot tomorrow. If my bivvy holds up, it looks ready to collapse there. And then we'll try another spot tomorrow, which we're told is
The banker,
the
apparently.
banker apparently.
We'll see.
Might end up with a couple of bankers.
The way our fishing's been going lately.
Cheers.
But nah,
We'll be back.
it has to change eventually.
Yeah, let's do.
River Trent, Barbel. We've been here before with mixed success. First couple of sessions we've done pretty well. Last year, not so well. But the approach that we're going to adopt is fairly similar to what we've done in the past. I think what I might have done wrong last year is maybe go a little bit too positive with maggots and ground bait. And that brought in a hell of a lot of bream. And I think I ended up this session with about 22 bream or something like that. So we're looking to avoid that today and maybe go a little bit more negative in terms of the feed. A little bit more sort of pellet heavy, but less of it. So we've got, like we said, a great selection of bait dropped off for us this morning. It's main lines, sort of barbel bum, big river barbel. And we've got a load of pellets here from 2 mils, 4, 6, right through to 10. I think we've got some 4s and 2s, and there's millions, more than we'll ever need. And yeah, we're going to kind of ram that feeder quite tight, filled with pellets, and maybe just feed a little bit extra over the top. But yeah, what we're looking for: 6 mils, get a few of those. I think what we'll do is basically we'll have more of the sort of smaller size of pellets. So 6 mils will probably be the biggest size that we put in this. So just a couple of handfuls. And then as we go down through the sizes, we'll increase the number slightly. So a few 3s in there as well. And then we've also got 2s. Now what the 2s will help to do, with this sort of bigger sort of pellets, they don't bind together very well and they break up quite easily. We need it to kind of bind together fairly well because we're looking for that bait to stay in the feeder for as long as possible. So the 2s there hopefully will assist with that sort of binding property, and then some of the ground bait in there as well. So really it's just a hodgepodge, if you want to call it, of pretty much everything we've been given. I suppose if you really wanted to, you could add some hemp into that, but we'll go with this. Now the pellets do absorb quite a lot of water, but it's still important to just add a little at a time, as you would with any sort of ground bait. And with it being largely pellet based, it's not going to bind straight away, it's still going to be quite crumbly. So we need to give those pellets a little bit of time to take on some water, then hopefully it should bind together quite nicely. But while we're waiting for that, a little bit extra sauce. Big River Barbel. This tastes, well, I don't know what it tastes like, but it smells a little bit like Bovril, a little bit like gravy. It's actually quite nice. But I'll put a glug of that in there as well. After 2 or 3 minutes it should start to bind together a little bit better. There we go, it's starting to do the trick now. And yeah, that'll be fished on our top rod, so our upstream rod, with a feeder. There's a fair bit of a flow, so I think Gord mentioned we're fishing 4 ounce gripper feeders. And then on the same line, about 20 yards downstream, we'll just fish a single hook bait, just on a straight lead. Start quite negative with the feed, we don't want to put too much in if they're not really in the mood for it. But maybe every couple of hours, a couple more feeders over the top, and hopefully we'll get a fish.
Well, I'm not sure. Well, I'm not too sure how much Alex caught that in camera, but there's a phrase we use in barbel fishing for a bite. It was a screamer, and that was a screamer. Sat here all day trying to keep the bait going in every 2 hours. Just trying to keep the conditions are really, for us, quite tough with the wind. I had to put my bivvy down before it blew away. Just trying to keep positive and keep doing the right thing. And then to get that running, then it's absolutely heartbreaking that he didn't hook it. Aye. Losing a fish. Grim. Gutted. Alex into a fish. What is it but a chub or a daft bream? A wee barbel?
It's a chub.
A chub?
A chub. A little chub.
I think your mic's on.
Yes. Sure. Well, it's not going to break any records, but the way today's been going, we'll take that.
Right, let's go and get them looked at before we get another run. Feeding time.
Hopefully. Let's go have a look. So yeah, not massive by Trent chub standards, but he's lovely condition. Lovely looking wee fish. Nice positive solid run there as well. It's a shame it wasn't a barbel, but hey, next best thing.
I'd have been delighted with it. And that common damage.
Yeah, a little bit of damage that.
Right, let's get them back.
He's around about the £3 mark, I think. Oh, he's not hanging around. Just a barbel now. Prime time, let's go. Well, last knocking's right enough. Absolute screamer. And it's on. I think this might be a barbel. We'll see, it's not doing much, but we'll see. Absolutely tore off. That ain't no bream.
Was that your up or down?
Down.
Is it?
Absolute screaming laugh. Now I've got a habit of losing these fish at this point. So I'm going to take this quite easy.
I let it run when it needs to.
The reason they just think it's never going to happen, it's never going to happen. And you stick it out, as we always say, to the last knockings wherever possible. He's not big, but you know what? I don't care. And he's in the net.
That is a barbel.
It is a barbel. It's a baby barbel, but it's a barbel. Right, we'll let him recover a wee bit. Take him up on the mat, have a look. And I'm ready for bed. So with all fish care is really important. But barbel in particular, they give a right good scrap. And in a big river like this, when there's a good bit of flow, you really need to make sure that the fish is recovered before releasing it. So we are going to take up onto the mat and get a wee look at him. But yeah, plenty of recovery before we take him up onto the mat, and plenty of recovery before we release him as well. And it's quite dark, it's kind of hard to see what size he is, but he doesn't look huge.
It's a barbel.
Yeah, it's a barbel. It's not a double, but it's a barbel. Right.
What do you want a photo of it?
Let's go and get a photo of this wee guy. Yeah, what a relief that was. I was set for blanking on these guys today.
They rub it in.
But there we have him. He's not big, he's only about 6 pounds. But hey, tough all day today. It's still blowing a gale. Yeah, perfect little fish, absolutely fin perfect. Lovely big tail. And those famous whiskers. Right, let's get him back. So day one, as difficult as it's been, has resulted in a Trent Grand Slam, a bream early on, a little chub, and then this little guy. Not a Grand Slam of grand proportions, but hey.
Starting to get a few.
Fish is fish. And this is where it's important, just to take your time. Even just let them sit in the net for a while. Phew. Right, beer.
No, I want one. Well, absolutely buzzing. It's not a barbel, but it's a blank saver. Please behave, please behave. When we were dealing with Alex's barbel, we thought we heard a beeping and an alarm, and my rod was sitting kind of funny. So I thought, right, time to call it a day. And I just felt the wee head knock, and I thought, yeah, someone. That coming up alright? I know. We'll not keep him out too long. Alex got a couple of photos for me, and then we'll get him back. It's harder with your waders, isn't it? Behave. Thank you, Chub. Now we can get a beer.
Well, here we go. Day 2. And it's just as, if not more, windy than it was yesterday. Not only that, it's forecast to absolutely chuck it down later on. So we're taking a gamble and we're going to take a walk, a mile-long walk along this track, down to the very bottom of the stretch, where we've heard that even we can catch fish. We'll see. But yeah, tough day yesterday. Let's see if we can redeem ourselves today. They weren't kidding when they said it was a bit of a walk. To think that just, 4 weeks ago, this whole field and the fields beyond it were under about a metre of water. You see the storm damage back there? And it was Storm Barbel. Made the right mess of it, and I think that's now why cars can't actually get along here. So the only way to get here is to walk, and we're hoping that's going to bode in our favour. Hopefully the fish will be hungry. We'll see. Typical when it comes to popular venues. We've walked literally for a mile down that track. Got to where we were looking for. There's someone already there. So we'll just drop in upstream of them, I think. What a day. It is absolutely minging. I'm sure a wee bit of rain later will just make it even nicer. I think it's a barbel. Oh no, it's a barbel. I think it's a barbel. Hard to tell in that wind. Yeah. Yeah, this feels fairly heavy. Stuck in something? Or is it just really big? I think it's a big fish. Can I keep her up? Yeah.
Red eye.
Yep. Yeah, that's a nice fish, I think. This just feels heavy. But there is a big snag out in front of me, so I'm kind of careful of that. Oh, that's a proper one, I think. This is a proper fish. It might even be a carp, but it does feel like it's fighting a little bit like a carp. Hope not. Hope it's a nice big barbel. Oh, God, stay away from there. It's really deep in front of us. It's about 12 feet in front of us here, so it's just digging for the bottom. Yeah, not much I can do about this. Wild conditions. What a fight this is. I'm expecting this when it comes to the surface to be huge. See if it comes up that's about £5. I'm going to look like a right idiot. just fighting really deep, right in front of us. I think that tree's a wee bit further out, so at the minute I think we're safe. We've just not even seen it yet. This is ridiculous. This cannot be a barbel.
Big barbel, I'm telling you.
It's either a big barbel or a carp. Can't get off the bottom. There's the feeder. What we got? It has to be. I should be able to get it. Yeah. I just want to see this. This must be a big fish. Has to be. What we got? Come on. No. I don't know. It's got some power on it anyway. It is, it's a cracker. Making this look difficult. Is it full hooked? Is that what it is? It's full hooked, isn't it? That's why it's feeling so heavy. It's hooked in the... It does count. Get that in the net. I can't get it. It's not even that big. Yeah, hooked in the bloody back. That's why it felt like an absolute ton weight. Oh well. Well, that was interesting. That's one way to bring them in. So as before, as always, keep them in the net for a wee bit, let them recover, and then we'll have a look. I thought that fish was absolutely huge. Does it count when it's hooked in the dorsal fin?
No.
I would normally say no, but based on how difficult it's been lately, I'm counting this. I'll take all the luck I can get. I don't think it's quite doubles. It's not far off. Good bit chunkier than yesterday's fish. They're around about £8, maybe 9 at a push. But what a fight. I thought it was a £20. Right, we'll get that rod sticked up, rebaited, back out, and Gordon's up next. A couple of wee photos. There we go. We don't get many of these in Scotland. There's a few in the Clydes, allegedly. But they are lovely fish, and I do always enjoy coming down and having a go for them. That is perfect condition, look at that. Stunning fish. And they're strong, they're powerful. Let's get them back. Downstream rod again. Eh? There he goes. Well, that didn't take too long. It's an improvement on yesterday. Let's see if we can get a few more though, before the rain comes.
So, with Alex getting that fish, what we're going to do is put another 5 feeder fulls out, and then if that's the theme of the day, we're going to get a few fish as kind of predicted, then we'll keep feeding the swim, keep the bait going in, and hopefully keep the barbel on our peg, and then hopefully I can get one. So 4-ounce feeder, baiting up rod. Into the mix that Alex spoke about yesterday. 2 mils, 4 mils, 6 mils, bit of ground bait. They were not overly pressing that too tightly in. We want to be able to empty it. And then pick your mark up, ping it out, hit the clip, wind caught that there, let it hit the bottom, empty the feeder, this wind is absolutely wild. That was number 4. Number 5 coming up. Same again. Pick your point, your marker even. Ping it out, hit the clip. Bail arm on, let it hit bottom. There we go. Empty the feeder. Job done.
So as Gordon says, after every fish, or after every couple of hours, we'll stick out 5 feeder fills of bait on the exact spot that we're fishing. Now that's key with any feeder fishing, is accuracy. And you want to be putting your bait, your free offerings and your hook baits in the same sort of area, or the same sort of line. And that's where these get in a little bit of a knack to it. These are our distance sticks, you can count the wraps. Now at the minute we're fishing at about 15 wraps, which is about 30 metres. You clip up, stick the line clip in the reel, and every time we recast, we go through the same process. And that just ensures that that hook bait and that bait is landing in the exact same spot every time, assuming that you're accurate, which is easier said than done in this wind. Right, the only issue is I can't speak and count at the same time, so I'm going to do that again. So once we've counted the wraps, line's in the clip. I like to double wrap it, sometimes it gets a tendency of coming off. And that marks the cast. Every cast we hit will hit that clip, drop on the exact spot, where hopefully the fish are. Reel it back in, chuck it out, and wait.
So these are hook bait attractants. So what I like to do is just drop my wee dumbbell in the bovril, as I call it, because that's exactly what it smells like. Get a hold of my feeder, pack the feeder up all the time. That dumbbell is soaking up that, or getting coated in that lovely, I swear honestly it's like bovril. A cup of hot water, a teaspoon of that, and I think you'll be alright. There we go. Beautiful. Now in this wind, I'm not the world's greatest caster, I'll tell you that for man. Pick my marker and punch into that wind as best you can. Go on, hit the clip. Hit the clip, separation, clip off, bail arm off, couple of pulls of line, That's holding bottom nice with a 4 ounce. Get the bail arm sorted. Into the alarm. You drop back. There we go. You want that bow in the line with the toe. And we're holding bottom. My turn!
So, one fish down, rebaited, 5 feeder fulls. Gordon's put his feeder on top of that area. Second rod, fishing slightly downstream, about 20 yards downstream. Sticked up at a slightly longer distance just because the slightly bigger angle on it being downstream means you need to cast that a little bit further so that it stays in the same line. So I've wrapped that, stick that up at 16, so 16 wraps, and we're just fishing exactly the same. Little main line dumbbell, but this time on a straight lead. Feed goes in up above. This is almost like a little sleeper bait sitting just below it, 20 yards below the main patch of bait. If you can hear anything I'm saying, then well done. This is mental. So yeah, let's get this one out. And yeah, the more wind there is, the more you really need to punch these baits out. Hit the clip, on the money, unclip. Now that's the key. That's why we use the sticks and we don't just keep the line in the line clip. Let a bow out. Stick on a tripod. Baiter on a run, he says. And we're back fishing.
So yesterday Alex had spoke through the ground bait mix, the pellet mix that we use for the barbel. So I just thought it'd be worthwhile mentioning the hook baits that I say we've been catching fish. I've caught one chub, but they're 15mm dumbbells. That's what's been working. Added to that is an enhancement. As I've mentioned earlier, you probably heard me saying the smell of this. I just smell bovril. It's got a really strong, beefy, meaty smell to it. I think so anyway. And that can be added to your hook baits. In the tub, I like to give it a wee dunk just before casting. The feeders we're using, are these big 4 ounce attached to your clip. That's how we've been fishing them. Ram pack that tight as you can, and the bait slowly releases out. That's the theory anyway, it's not working for me. I've hooked a couple of fish, lost a couple of fish, but it's been really tough today with the wind. It's getting to, we've been putting in 5 feeder fulls, what, every 3 hours, 2 hours, 3 hours. We've had, what, 2 runs and 1 barbel. But the wind is not letting up at all. It's really uncomfortable sitting in it. But that's what the barbel are meant to be, and I'm going to go and get my lunch now. And hopefully later on can put a barbel in the bank for myself. Well, that was absolutely, spent the day feeding the fish, no catching them, other than the barbel Alex got first off early on. The second one that came, lost it, and nothing the rest of the day. The wind changed from 50-mile-an-hour winds to 2-mile-an-hour winds, but driving rain the rest of the afternoon. So we're going to have a wee drink, a wee bite to eat ourselves, and we're going to try, we've not even decided where we're going to go tomorrow, but we'll have a wee chat and I'll see you there, wherever that is. See you later.